You want 40k? Go full 40. No, never go full 40k, my lord. Gonna add more doors in, because I know some people will slowly pull their eyeballs out as a result. But 40k! Even 40k doesn't go full 40k. Adding more thrust does in fact mean more jobs. But counterpoint. It means 4 more jobs per thruster cluster. We can probably manage that. Alright, what would the thruster cluster at this section look like, chat? What do you think such a thruster cluster would look like? Should we design one, or should we just taper this off and that's it? Your call. Backwards thrust. Oh, that's a good point. We're going to be slow as molasses now. In the reverse. Ouch. That pains me. Greatly pains me. About the only thing I could do is sacrifice an engine to pop this in there. Sacrifice a shield to pop this in there. That's about the only option I have. Say thruster cluster one more time. Done. My railgun does indeed have ammo production. Right down there. To check my current speed and maneuverability, I'd have to build the ship. That is a big job. Currently, I'm missing 41 cores, 332 hypercores, 4 diamonds, 3 enriched uranium, 4,944 steel plates, and 80 tri-steel. That is not a problem for the Hercules. By the way, we can easily sort that out. Oh, lack of power for the ammo factory. Good call. You raise a valid point. Shit. Done. I guess these now do kind of interact, which is a sad, but oh well. A weapon that disables a ship's maneuverability would be a thruster cluster buster. A fragmentation weapon that disables many thruster clusters simultaneously would be a cluster thruster cluster buster. Now we're cooking with portals. Please don't. Though, when you think about it, you totally could. A weapon that shoots down a fragmentation weapon designed to disable many thruster clusters simultaneously would be a cluster thruster cluster buster. God damn it, Dutrius. No, stop. You've taken it too far now. There's always one. There's always one who pushes the boundaries. Alright, so, new thruster cluster. Right there. This thruster cluster could be thus. Thuster. Please kill me. Cannot superpower, but can sustain superpower. Do I want that though? Oh, it hurts my brain so much even thinking about this. Begun, the punishment has. See, I would do the Oda voice, but I know that my NVIDIA RTX is like, no, that isn't a human sound. They're going to completely isolate and strip that out. Why? Based thrusters at each other. No! Bentham, you're a horrible influence. No. No. No, I'm going to resist. Chat. How far Bentham has fallen. He was meant to bring balance to the Force. Here we are. We could possibly bury that a little bit closer in and pop down a booster. Something like that. Now, what I could do is also add something like this on the side, and then all of a sudden I don't even need that super shield. I've got an armored wall. No, because I know it would enclose the thrusters. No, why? Why is it so easy to turn to the dark side? The dark side is a path to many abilities, at least one of which is creating extremely well-protected propulsion systems. It would appear so. It would appear so. Okay, it now reckons I should have 241 crew. I'm gonna make this ship work with half that, at least. Also, the dark side has cookies, and yes, cornettos. Wow. But, does it have salted licorice? Because I don't think it does. That's a deal breaker for me. The dark side doesn't have salted licorice because it's too obvious. Yeah, see, Uncle Pork, we found his weakness. Salted licorice will keep the dark side at bay. It's kind of like having salt at the doorstep to prevent evil spirits from coming in, but instead it's salted licorice to prevent Uncle Pork from stepping inside. The principle is exactly the same. See, no, that doesn't look good. That is not a pretty shape. Let's pull you back to something like that. instead... it up like this. No. No, I want some point defense on this, so we're going to design this a little bit differently. Something a bit more like this. Does leave a rather obvious gap in there, though, so let's pull that back, in fact. Pull that down. We will add back that armor. Maybe just slide all of this back down one, which we do have room for. I mean, it works. It's just not exactly the most elegant solution, I'm going to be honest. But does it need to be? That's the question we all have to answer for ourselves. Does it need to be elegant? Happy little spikes. Every spike should have a friend. No, exactly, Malakin. Happy little spikes. Imagine a world where your spikes aren't happy and they don't have a friend. You can do anything in your world. Up to and including having happy little spikes. It's your world. You make those spikes happy. You give one little spike a friend, you've got to give every little spike a friend, and there goes your thrust weight ratio. Worth it. In my world, no spike has to toil alone. Right, I think we may actually be almost done with this monstrosity of a ship. I feel like these should be pulled forward now. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I should move that forward and then just move the entire thruster cluster up. I could do that, actually. Relatively easily. My lord, the Scarab, what have you become? Do we even have crew for those? We do, yeah. We only have to add an extra 22. And so that means we're going to take 20 off the Hercules. Hercules is ruined. Hercules weeps in the corner. Woohoo! Thank you, Lolash. Might as well add a second railgun now. Well, I mean, at that point, yeah. I guess. Hercules is your storage. You just happen to also store crew there. Ooh, Aavak is a caster of some sort. God damn it. You've revealed too much. By spell, well, actually, it's kind of funny. You know what? Yeah, sure, I am technically a caster. But I bet you're not going to guess what kind of caster I am. It's going to be fun. The reveal is going to be very amusing. I kind of want dedicated, a dedicated group of suppliers in here, honestly. An esports caster, god damn it. A goblin paladin. Yeah, it's an entire group of goblin paladins. There's some diabolical slayer out there, and we have to teach them a lesson. Yeah. this entire area is just, you know what? No, I straight up refuse. I'll go along with silliness for a while, but this amount of armor is just stupid. And it's stupid for no really good reason. Stupid. What I will do instead is this. I'd like to do the same elsewhere, but for now we can't. Alternatively, I could just have... No, it would take them too long to run the entire length of this thing. Speed holes, yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, the holes in Razor's blade. Most people thought, oh, it's cool, it's edgy. You're giving it a little bit of character. No, I'm reducing the weight of the blade. I'm keeping the bot's weight class low, whilst strategically placing the holes such that they do not infringe upon the structure of the blade, so it still can compress and just shear other bots in half. But it weighs less doing it, which means it's facing much weaker bots. Ha-ha! No, not enough DACA for an orc ship. Not by far. I disapprove of this enormously. But there's a point where it's just like, oh, but I really wish there was a third dimension, because at that point I could imagine this being some sort of like X configuration, like an X on the Z plane, or the Z axis rather. All right then, Chad. What are we missing? 295 coils, 332 hypercoils, 4 diamonds, 3 enriched uranium, 6,873 steel, 1,114 tri-steel. I can't store that much steel on the Hercules. God damn. And 22 crew, yeah. And a partridge in a pear tree. I can move this section up to make it look a little bit more sensible. So let's do that. I'll move her up that much though, actually. Ooh. Might have to adjust this expectation. But I could move it out and up. Nah, we won't do it for now. Anyway, I need to get the Hercules out there and start harvesting stuff. Let's keep you two together. Just be ready. Right, where's Hercules? Hercules, where art thou? You art gathering materials. It's going to be a long while, chat. Hope you're all ready, because we're going to be here for a bit. Yeah, I know. It's probably time for us to make the Hercules bigger. Much larger storage bays along the front. At the very least. Mostly for the steel. Need a bigger need 2 Hercules. With what crew? Chat, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm suffering with the lack of crew. Oh, I didn't. I didn't see any of your. Yeah, I didn't see your haul. I'm afraid. I did watch a bit of your Cosmoteer, but only at the beginning, and then I went to bed. And then you were not streaming for nearly as long as I was expecting. Why don't you pop a? Why don't you pop the picture into the Dapper Dell? There's a Cosmoteer thread in the game section. Maybe a storage station. I mean, honestly, at this point, that isn't a bad idea. Storage station with a tiny amount of thrust and a bunch of jump drives, so it can jump over to a gate and jump through the gate with the rest of the fleet. You know, it's like, well, you know, I could leave my station here and come, but no, I'm going to take my station with me. Thanks. Yeah, you're quite right. I should pop a little airlock on the front. No, it's not a bad suggestion at all. Pop it there. Right, Hercules, let's go on a wander. Need to actually, could you come down here with your amazing scanner, please? It will be so much faster for me if I've got that to help. Now, the problem with this area is almost everything is just going to be scrap. There will be a couple of things like thrusters that I can get a little bit more valuable loot out of, but for the most part, it's just going to be scrap. Lolash, please don't tell me that. New aesthetic armor and structure pieces. You are lying to me. You are telling me fibs. I can't... No. No. When was that added? I don't see it in the patch notes. I don't see it. Like, I legitimately don't see it. Yeah, for some reason it's only going up to 20.17. Okay, let me have a look. Add a new aesthetic armor and structure pieces, including a 1x3 wedge armor and structure, triangle structures, and armor plus structure hybrid wedges. Bug fix, deleted, destroyed command rooms, bug fix, crash. Okay, yeah. I will add that in before we commit to the Scarab's redesign then. Yeah, it's the second post on the library page. Yeah, that God damn it! You had one job, devs. Actually, you had quite a few jobs, and the important parts of your jobs you're doing admirably. Are there any good asteroids around here? No. What about down here? Copper. 2 copper. Quite a few copper asteroids around here, actually. That should be good. Those clusters, there we go, bunch of coils. Large thrusters have hypercoils, which are very much appreciated. Could I tow an uncrewed cargo pod with a tractor beam behind the hook? Yeah, I could. Likewise, though, I could just go and find a hyper jump beacon and pull that around behind me as well. Something I've been very tempted to do. It's like, yoink, this is now my personal jump beacon. I love the word yoink. I remember someone saying, I can't remember who it was. Like, we need an opposite word for yeet. And it's like, we've already got it. Yoink. It's been around for ages. It's an amazing word, too. Oh, this is one of the fights that I had. Oh, wow, they're still there. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're still there. They're still trying. The bridge set, they just don't have a reactor, but they're still there. Clinging to what little life there is. They're probably just firing the thruster enough. It's not even actually using any reaction mass. They ran out of that a long time ago, but it's keeping them warm. And I'm gonna strip mine it from under them. Ooh, Lolash. If I win the lottery next week, I might move to Europe. That would be a very good choice. Which country are you thinking of? Zoinks? Isn't that the word Shaggy says? Something Scandinavian, probably, yeah. Why can't I move you all of a sudden? Is no one in the bridge? No, no one's in the bridge. God damn it. Hurry up and get back to the bridge. I need to redo a bit of paint on the Hercules as well. So, yeah, a large upgrade to its storage capacity is probably in the near future. No, I do not think Zoinks really describes any kind of pulling action. I think it's much more of a an exclamation of surprise and alarm. Sorry, your heater is mine now. Also your oxygen. Also your bunks. Your bunks are now mine as well. Sorry. Sorry. No, I'm not taking you with... No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going that way. I'm sure someone will be along soon, though, and you can hitch a ride with them. Goodbye. Bloody space hitchhikers. Chat. I am going to have a look in the Dabbadell Discord and see Lolash's post. Ooh. Oh, I like it. I like the open aesthetic with the walkways. I quite like that, actually. Very cool. Yeah, I can see why you've got the large reactors for the mining lasers. That makes sense. Oh, looks awesome, dude. Shimmy on down. They have towels, they're fine. If I get caught out, I just dump the middle of the ship like a skink dropping its tail, and both my control sections bug out at ridiculous speeds. Nah, that's a really, really cool idea. And it was something we were talking about just a little bit earlier. Actually, you know what? Let's just not do that. Let's do this. We were talking about the idea of having, because we've got two bridge sections, potentially, on the Scarab, that if something were to shatter, because the new railgun is going to go right down the middle of the ship. If something were to hit that and basically cleave the ship in two, both sides would effectively, other than the loss of the railgun, be entirely undamaged and would now be able to act independently. Which would technically mean that both sides could be fully repaired into a new Scarab, which effectively means that this is some sort of mythological Scarab. Should you slay it, two more shall rise in its place. Infini Scarab. Hail Hydra! God damn it. There we go. There is so little copper in here is shocking. Well, we got a little bit. Now let's have a look inside. How are the coils and the hypercoils doing? Slowly replenishing them. Very bloody slowly, mind you. I'm fairly certain that I'm not actually allowing it to produce hypercoils right now in order to build up the coils we need. Okay, we're just going to play football with the asteroids. Don't mind us. So these. Yeah, I think getting a sensor on the freighter is probably a high priority. It's not as high as finishing off the Scarab, mind you, but it is going to be a high priority. Chat, how many of you watched the episode on my of my Cosmoteer Let's Play where I included the footage from the first Cosmoteer stream we did? Where we redesigned the Fire Ant and the Scarab and actually we redesigned all three and then repainted them all. For any who did watch that stream was 9 hours long, and although I didn't include any of the painting segments, so you know it's probably fair to say half of it was painting. But that still leaves about 4 to 5 hours worth of building, and when condensed down, that entire 5 hours came out to about 5. I think it was both of them was about, including a bit of preamble where I just explained some stuff before I included that footage. It was only about 7 minutes of footage. It's like, ouch. It was very refined footage, yeah. Yeah, this game does not have a good ratio of gameplay to footage. Honestly, if it weren't... like, this is a testament to how much fun I'm having with this game, because if this game was wasn't as fun as it was, I wouldn't be making content on YouTube for it, because the conversion of time spent playing the game to time... well, it's time spent recording the game to actual usable footage at the end of that recording session is atrocious. Usually I will restrict the games that I play to games that have a better conversion rate of that, because it hurts. It really does hurt sometimes. Usually I spend currently about 5 hours recording and editing a video a day for the one Cosmoteer video a day. And a lot of that is what I'm doing right now. Like, a lot of it is what I'm doing right now. Though that being said... Look, the first 3 hours of this stream... Oh, sorry, the first 2 hours of the stream was me deciding on the redesign there, and that's what it's usually like. It doesn't get better than that. When I'm said, oh yeah, I'm just going to do a quick redesign. And the thing is, as I convince myself it's going to be a quick one every single time, I never learn. I am part of the problem. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to, you know, I was laying in bed just thinking last night, I after I'd done my reading, you know, just to kind of wash the God hand and whatever Gus's current torture out of my head. I'll lay there for a little bit before I turn the light on, and I'll just be thinking of how I'm going to redesign ships. I actually enjoy it. It's fine. But then I get up in the morning. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm going to go and just make good on what I thought before. And because I've already decided what I'm going to do, it's going to be super fast. It's never super fast. That is a lie. Could you scooch back a bit? I am part of the problem. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I'll get... Well, the thing with the painting is that the painting's about an hour. Like, I don't include that as recorded footage. That's why I do it off camera. Quite often what I'll do is, once I've edited the video and I'm encoding it and uploading it, I'll usually use a little bit of time then to have some downtime for myself. Like, I'll watch a YouTube video or something, like The Right Opinion or something like that. You know, a nice chunky, like, hour-long video, more as background noise. Then I'll just paint the ship at that time. So I don't really include that in my calculation of how much time has been spent on footage. But if I did, it would be an extra hour again, comfortably an extra hour again, actually. All right, let's start scooching up here. Time for us to go and find things. We'll use the Scarab. Actually, how about you just pause there? Bring along the... let's find a ship with some big thruster sections. That is not you. That is not you. What the heck is that? Why are you trying to mate with that asteroid? This is why you crashed, you know. No, I think it's just steel around here. You know what, though? That isn't necessarily a bad deal for us. We get a lot of steel from stripping a wreck down. Can you mine with continuous firing ion beams? No. Well, probably, but yeah, you're going to destroy more than you recover. I am loving this game in the same way that I love things like Memoria. The same way, honestly, it is a testament, like, not only like how much I'm willing to play it, despite the low ratio of recorded footage to you know, video content. This is the reason why there isn't a new RimWorld series on my main channel right now, is because I am putting so much time into this that I don't have time to sit down, because it's exactly the same for a RimWorld episode. It's like that much. RimWorld is a little bit different because there's a lot more thought that goes into a RimWorld episode, reacting to Randy, that sort of thing. While it might not appear it, because I've developed relatively good cutting skills at this point, or at least in certain types of cutting skills. But quite often when a bad situation happens in like a YouTube Let's Play, I'll stop. I'll pause. You might not notice that any time has stopped, because quite often, like, where there's like an obvious cut in, like, my tone and commentary, I'll effectively work out where the boundary was between what I was saying before I paused time and what I started saying when I resumed time again, after I'd taken 10 minutes to consider the situation before I unpaused it. And if it's clearly too disjointed, I'll just, like, go back a sentence or two, and I'll write down what I said, and then what I said a sentence or two once I resumed, and I'll read that all as one flowing thing, and so there is no seam. But I spend a lot of time thinking when I'm playing RimWorld. Some stuff is you know, I know I can handle it, so it's not an issue. But sometimes Randy will throw things at you in such quick succession. It's like, okay, you know, unless I take this seriously, this is end of colony scenario right now. That happened a lot in the Dark Aavak playthroughs, though I hope it wasn't obvious. But you know, there were loads of times where Randy was just like, haha, here, boom, and also boom, and also a side of kaboom, and you're like, I just want to let my colonists have just a few days. That's all I want. I just want them to have a few days so they can get over the malaria and the plague and the fibrous mechanites, and I want to reattach someone's leg, and I want just one day so that Bob can forgive Jim for insulting him 48 times in a row. Is it too much to ask? Do we need another mechanite hive dropped on me right now on top of the defoliator ship and the high psychic wave mail? Is it actually strictly necessary, Randy? You dick. So, you know, but if it's just like, haha, you've been raided by a bunch of manhunters, or, you know, you've had a nice long rest for like 2 months because I just decided to send you drop pod after drop pod of chairs. Here's a raid. It's like, yay, action, and I'll just throw myself into it. But, you know, when Randy's getting Randy, then it's like, yeah, I need to pause. We need a moment to consider this problem before I commit to a plan of attack. Otherwise, I will die, and the series will end. Have I tried the game Kaplurth? Yeah, I did a multiplayer series with it, with Wanderbot, actually. It was really fun. It was when it was in a much earlier state of development, mind you, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. You can change the cap of the crew, though, and this is something that I was under the impression that due to the last stream, that was something you could only change at game start, but it is not something that you can only change at game start. You can change it whenever. Out of interest, what about From the Depths turns you off from playing it more, Aavak, since in many respects it's similar to this game, or Avorium, from a creative or optimization point of view? To be honest, the only real thing that stops me from playing it right now is how long it's been since I last played it. So it's more a case of, oh my lord, there's going to be so much different now that it's going to, you know how I was mentioning how, like, the time economy, like, if I have to spend X much time recording to get, like, you know, 5 hours worth of recording to get 45 minutes of footage, that's poor time economy for me. You got to understand that when let me step that back a little bit. I understand that YouTube has changed, but in my heart, I'm still the same Let's Player who would just sit down and record 20 hours of Dark Souls 1 and would have 20 hours of Dark Souls 1 footage that he would then upload across about 3 days. I'm only putting them out in 30-minute sections because that's like the thing at the time. But I'm going to put out 8 a day! It was good times. There was something just raw and I don't know, deeply pleasant. Just sitting down with a game that I'd never played before. No idea how to play it. I'm literally learning on camera while I go and just playing it. And that's what I put up, just raw. This is my honest interpretation of the game. If it looks like I'm struggling to understand the game, then if you think that I'm a relatively intelligent person, then you can perhaps assume that it's not an easy game to master, and you can factor that into your decision to play it. You know, but you get exactly what I got out of that, and it was fun. It was very, very pleasant to do it like that. Now I understand that there is a great deal of additional quality inherent in editing, but there is like a cutoff point where the amount of time invested versus what I'm getting back out of it isn't enough, and Avorion suffered that fate. Avorion suffered that fate hard.